Hey guys, welcome to Beyond the Horror Apocalypse. I am so excited to be here, and I also want to welcome my amazing guest, Kenny. Kenny, welcome to the show.
Hello. Yes, another week.
Another week, and Joseph will probably be here momentarily as well. So when he joins, we will also welcome Joseph to the show. It's so great to be here, and it's so great to be here with everybody. What's up, Tammy? Wait, what? It's great to have you, Cheryl Robinson, Adam Kidd, Brenda, Vicken. It's Targaryen. It's great to. I love that name. Melinda, it's great to have you. What's up, BRT? And let's see who else is here. Alicia, there you are. Let me fix you as moderator. Hang on one second. So great to have you. Let's see. Summer Campbell, it's great to have you. R.A. Couture, Don Ford, so love you to have you here. Chase, Raining Fries, John Canoni, Children of God, Brenda. Let's see. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate all of you for being here. And we are going to try to get through this episode. We have Kenny and I have so much for you guys. We have, of course, the synopsis of the episode 5. Yes. And of course, I ran a bunch of poll questions on my Twitter account, and I wanted to grab those results and give some of those to you. And as a matter of fact, why don't I just start very quickly with some of those? Before we get into the synopsis. And of course, spoiler to all of you out there who have not had a chance to watch the episode, do not watch this video. So the first question that I asked on my Twitter, and that's at MaryGirl Moody, is would you allow an unknown cooperative to take your child moments before an apocalypse? What would you do, Kenny? The choices are, I don't know, yes, or hell no.
I chose yes because I'm not a parent, but I'm sure if I had a child and it was about the bombs are about to drop, I'd be like, okay, take my child.
See, I'd vote hell no, just because I am a mom and I don't know what would happen to my kid. And since you don't know what would happen to them, you can't protect them. So I'd vote
True.
no. But 30% voted hell no, 22% voted I don't know, and 48% voted yes. So the majority certainly sided with Kenny. Next one was, if you were Coco, would you have left Brock behind? And
Where
of
is
course,
he anyways?
basically, would
Although
you
this
have
is
died for
flashback, so
Brock? Would you have died for Brock, Kenny? Choices were
hell
maybe,
no.
yes, or no.
Hell no.
So most of them agreed with you. 77% agreed they would have left Brock behind. 9% said no. 14% said maybe. I'm so sorry. My eye was just a little itchy. Weather is changing so swiftly here in Texas. So my allergies are getting a little crazy. Okay, and then the next one that we'll talk about, and then we'll break into the synopsis, is if you were Mallory, would you have gone with Coco or abandoned her for your family? The options were family first, bye-bye family, hello Coco, or I can't decide. What would you have chose? What did you choose, Kenny?
I chose go with Coco.
I don't blame you. I think I would have chosen the same thing. I'm so sorry, Mom, if you're out there watching this. But Coco was pretty
Yeah.
damn awesome. Then
Well,
again,
she's rich and we can get to safety.
right. I mean, of course, then again, I don't know if I would have wanted to be a gray, but Coco is pretty badass.
I
So
might
I
have
think
pulled
I
a
would.
Mr. Gallant and brought my family with.
Well, 51% agreed with us, Kenny. 51% said bye-bye, Coco, or bye-bye, family. Hello, Coco. 35% said family first. Those are some sweet people. And then 14% said I can't decide. Okay, so let me just kind of scroll up just a smidge. Be ready for the next one. Venice, please stop, or you're going to have to go
People,
upstairs.
please be refreshing AHS Leaks' Twitter so we can get notified when the promo comes out for next week.
I'm so excited to see the promo for next week. Yes, guys, please let us know when that comes out. We would be grateful. We're going to screen share and we'll all watch it together as we usually do. Now, this episode was written by John J. Gray and directed by Gwyneth Horder Payton. Venice, please stop or do it in the garage. And again, guys, spoiler if you haven't watched the episode. Now, the episode begins literally right where episode 4 ended and where Cordelia fainted. While she's fainted, she's had this vision of Miss Robichaux's academy being burned to the ground and of Michael being his snotty Antichrist self. And this is where she's been eaten alive by those infected with the
The
radiation.
Walking Dead.
Yes. And so those of you out there who were right about that, snaps to y'all. That really was a vision. So congratulations. Let's see. When Cordelia wakes up, she sees Queenie and Madison and she tries to embrace them. And Madison doesn't really want to be hugged anymore. It was pretty funny, actually. She didn't need another hug at that point. Cordelia and her coven have a little chit chat with the Warlocks, and Cordelia consents to giving Michael the 7 wonders in 2 weeks when the blood moon has risen. I love that little nod to Roanoke there about the blood moon, Kenny.
I know.
At least we're getting so many nods to all these different seasons. I love those little nods.
Oh no, the promo's out. The promo's out.
Oh no, oh my god, okay. Hold on.
Oh my god, they're saying Constance is in it.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, guys, hang on one second. We're going to screen share this, or you guys go to AHS Leak on Twitter. They are the ones that actually carry the promo. Now, I know a lot of people carry the promo out there, but AHS Leak dedicates their life. Literally, it is a team of incredible people dedicating every second of their life to American Horror Story. It's like 10,000 little Marys, but an all-in-one in AHS Leak. So you're going to love them. Go check them out and follow them. All right, so let's check this out, guys. I'm going to screen share, and then we're all going to watch this together. Okay, thank you so much, Kenny, for telling me this. Okay, share. Here we go. I would do it the full screen, but it would be so pixelated and awful. You couldn't really see it. Oh my gosh. Of course, my mother decides to call during the wrong time. Here we go, guys. And if we are ready, let's watch the scenes for next episode. What? Oh. Wait a second. Hang on one second. I am so sorry. Wow. Hang on. The volume?
I saw Constance.
Yes, the volume is down so low right now. I don't understand why. Hang on one second, please. Let me just... Okay, there we go. Volume's up. Let's start from the beginning one more time. I'm so sorry. I thought it was an advertisement when it said, welcome to your new home. I apologize. I got a little confused there for a moment. Here we go. Why is it so low? Oh,
So they
wow. Wow. Okay. That is incredible. Let's rewatch this again one more time, if we wouldn't mind. I was just really caught by the beginning. I honestly thought it was an advertisement when it said something about welcoming the keys to your new home. I thought it was an advert. Okay. Last time. I apologize, guys. I don't know why the volume is so low. But let's do this again. Wow. All right. That is incredible. Wow. Whew. Thank you so much for telling us about that, Kenny. Oh my God, that was awesome.
I'm so excited.
Let's take some comments right now and let me see what some of the people are actually saying in the comments. Tammy says it's going to be so good. Michael showed his true face again. Dawn says, I'm so excited for next week, you guys. Vicken says, holy crap, yes, Constance has to have died in the house. See, okay, that's a good question to ask you guys. Do you think Constance is dead in the house, or do you think that she is somehow still obsessed with it and living? So let me know in the comments. And Kenny, you think about it for a minute. Let me just read a couple of more comments. We'll take your answer, and then we'll probably move into the synopsis very quickly and then shift into some more poll questions. Summer Campbell says Mallory and Misty will be the ones to save the world together. Ooh, I love that one. R.A. Couture says, yeah, they showed this after the show if you stayed tuned until the end. Well, R.A., I get it on FX Plus, so we do not get the actual credit scenes for next week until the episode actually airs. So for me, this was the first time seeing it. And I like watching it with you guys. Get this right here. Alex says Mallory didn't heal the deer, but turned back time. That's how they will save the world. Oh, okay. That was a good comment. I never really thought of that. What's up, DC? It's great to have you. Fort Walton Beach Girl says you can tell it's Fiona. I don't know. Kira says that she thinks that Constance died in the house. I know my camera's a bit too, I'm so sorry. I'm so scared that if I literally move my camera, it will black out. So please forgive me if I will try to shrink. I apologize. Let's see. A lot of you just cannot wait for Constance. And a lot of you too are thinking that she's dead and that Michael murdered her in the actual murder house. And I think that's very likely, especially since Michael was seen crying in the actual scenes for next week. So maybe it was him crying after what he had done. What do you think now, Kenny? I'm anxious to hear your opinion. Do you think she's a ghost, or do you think she's still alive?
I don't, because in the promo they said basically that the ghosts weren't talking to them. And then obviously we see Constance like, well, who is this? So I think she's still the neighbor, but I think she um, like visits there still, I guess.
Okay. I'm so excited for next week. I can't wait to find out. I agree. She's probably dead. So, yeah, I guess we'll find out soon. Now, in the next scene of episode 5, Myrtle rages against Cordelia for allowing Michael to take the 7 wonders in a couple of weeks. And she says how the alpha, that whole thing is just a fairy tale for little boys to believe in, so they'll feel important when they're not. And I mean, that's just such a smack in the face. That's like why they do fairy tales for little girls, to make them feel special when they're just girls. I mean, I just love how Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk can just totally destroy your little girl childhood with just one goddamn scene. Now, Myrtle wants Cordelia to put off the 7 wonders until a female supreme can rise. And Cordelia says that there's no time to wait. She's fading and she feels herself growing weaker. And that does mean that a new supreme is rising. Now, I couldn't help, guys. This was such a sad moment. I mean, when Cordelia and Myrtle came together and gave this little hug when they realized that this means that Cordelia is going, I mean, she may not be the supreme anymore, but this is going to be the end of her reign, and she's going to start to wither, and she can get diseases, her bones can break, she can die, sadly. And it was just such a beautiful scene between them, and this episode was packed full, tons of very beautiful, touching scenes. I am so sorry. I just had to take a little sip of my Gatorade. But, I mean, is it me too, Kenny? Or did Misty seem a lot like, or did Mallory seem a lot like Misty Day? Like when she resurrected the deer and everything like that, she seems very natural and powerful.
She even had on like a similar white dress type of.
And then the head thing that she was wearing too, the little leaf thing. Yes, the little leaf head thing. Absolutely. Yes. And I mean, I just love her character. I love how they're evolving Mallory from something that was just a little peasant assistant who followed this, Coco around, to this very powerful, important person. And I just love how her character has evolved. Now, I loved Coco's entrance interview, guys, for Miss Robichaux's Academy with Cordelia. She's sitting there with her dad, and she tells the story of how when her brother is eating biscotti, and she gets this tingle. So she smacked it out of his hand, and it turned out that he was allergic to gluten, I guess, or he had celiac disease. And she saved his life in her mind. And I thought that was hilarious because I thought, well, that's not really a power. But then as she kept telling the story, you could see that Coco did have some power. Her girlfriends would come over and she would look at their cakes to see if they really had gluten in them. And her eyes rolled back like she was truly accessing her inner power. So it showed us that she definitely has some kind of power to her. And we understand now why she was placed with Mallory. Coco can sense danger. Even Cordelia says it. But one of the, Kenny, one of the viewers of my episode review commented that if Coco can sense danger, how come she didn't sense that Brock was going to be there to shank her with the knife in the
Right.
head? See, that's what I mean about these little storylines that just don't make sense. But I thought that was really great of how they pointed that out. So we also get the scene of where Mallory and meets Coco for the first time. And it was just a great little endearing scene of when they first meet, and another great little scene. So I wanted to take a moment very quickly to hit over some of those poll questions. One of them was, if you hated your Nana, would you save her from a fiery apocalypse? The options were yes, fuck Nana, and I don't know. If you would like to disclose it, Kitty, what did you vote for?
Fuck Nana.
I would have voted the same if I hated my Nana. Look, yeah, I don't understand why Mr. Gallant saved Evie for some weird, wicked way he did. But the majority of the voters went our way, Kenny. 46% said fuck Nana. 33% said they would save her. See, Kenny, we seem to be part of the bad club, while these other people are part of the angel club. They would never abandon their family. They would never leave their hated Nana behind. We are horrible people, Kenny.
Maybe we just belong on AHS.
Probably.
Yeah.
And 21%.
Next season, you guys.
Right. And 21% answered, I don't know. Okay, so the next poll question. By the way, guys, you can vote on you can't vote on them anymore, but I'm going to have more up soon. So you can go to @MaryGirl Moody on Twitter and go vote for the new ones that'll be up soon. Next question is, would you rather die in the apocalypse or strive to survive in the aftermath? The options were die, survive, and I'm not sure. Kenny, do you mind disclosing which one you chose?
I think I chose survive. Yeah.
And see, this is where I probably would have varied. I would have preferred to die. I don't want to be a gray. I don't want to be starving. I want to have a box of trail mix whenever I want it, and my chocolate milk. And I just don't know what kind of Mary we would see if we didn't have those things. So 65% agree with you, Kenny. They would rather survive. 26% said they would die, and 9% said that they were not sure. I am so sorry, guys. The air is so weird and dry in here. It's making my throat kind of itchy. I don't want to cough on the live stream. Next question is, what color would you be at outpost number 3? Options were purple, of course. Next one is gray, my ass is broke. And the next one is black, like Miss Venable. Kenny, do you mind disclosing to us which one you would have chosen?
I chose purple, but I would be white.
Yeah, right. White. Well, 35% said black, like Miss Venable. 34% said purple. And 31% said gray. I would definitely have been a gray. There's no way I would have been able to afford a ticket. Absolutely not. And then the last one before we move on to the synopsis, would you obey Miss Venable's rules? First one option is of course, next one is no, and the last one is I don't know. Kenny, do you mind disclosing which one you would have chosen?
I said, of course. I don't want to get
Okay.
whipped by
Yeah, I would have done the same, Kenny. There's no way I would have wanted a bullet straight to the head.
her.
I can keep my legs closed. I have the best willpower. You have no idea. So 58% agree with us, Kenny. They said, of course. 32% said no, they wouldn't have obeyed Miss Venable's rules, those little devils. I guess that's the club we should have joined, Kenny. And 10% said, I don't know. All right, so let me move on to some more of the synopsis, and then we'll take a little comment before we move on to the next poll questions. Now, sadly, oh, excuse me, I kind of overstepped it a little too far. The Warlocks guys come together for the Blood Moon to give Michael blessings for his test. And Michael, I say in my review, I said that he flashed his demon Satan O face at John Henry. It was so funny. When they're all celebrating, Michael looks over at John Henry, flashes his demon face. Nobody else can see it. So John Henry, of course, his Satan PKE meter is, going off the charts, and he has decided to leave the school to see if something really is wrong with Michael. Behold comes in and accuses him of being jealous and flings Behold back mentally with his powers to the wall and tells him, step back, bitch. I mean, it was just awesome. You get a great demonstration of how John Henry is a powerful warlock. Which brings me to my next section. When he leaves the school, he stops to pick up some gas, and Miss Mead rolls up to the gas pumps, guys, and you know that nothing good is going to come out of this situation when Miss Mead rolls up. So she takes advantage of the situation and cuts his Achilles tendon in his heels, and she cuts his throat. I mean, the woman is fucking savage. She straight up soaks him with gasoline and lights him on fire. And then she just takes off to have this nice little huggy reunion with Michael. I mean, guys, that's time management. I gotta say, I wish I was that efficient as a parent.
That's dedication.
Yes. Just, I gotta stop and make a little kill real quick before I go to HEB and get the cupcakes for tomorrow's luncheon. My God, that's just incredible. Anyway, so Miss Speed reveals to Michael that Ariel was the one who tipped her off about John Henry so she could intercept and kill him. She tells Michael in a really hushed, funny second, not to mention his father, to Ariel. It's hilarious. And the three of them basically feel confident that Michael's going to ace the Seven Wonders and triumph as the alpha. And then next we go to the Seven Wonders, and it's brought back in the same black and white style cinematography. It was fantastic, guys. I loved it. Michael aced all the Seven Wonders, and when it comes down to, I know I'm going to say right, Decensium or something like that, it's the test where Misty Day ended up stuck in hell forever. Cordelia asked Michael to bring Misty back from hell as part of his test. Ariel expresses outrage at this. He thinks that Cordelia is trying to rig the test in her favor. She denies it, and she checks him in his fucking place where it belongs. And Michael agrees to the test. He says he'll do it. So he goes down into hell. We get a hallway, which is weird, of all these different little doors that leads to all these people who are stuck in hell.
Where the hell is Papa Legba?
I don't know. It's so weird. I'm going to have to, I guess, do a theory video about this possibly. But that was a really great scene where he walked down that hallway and you saw all these doors and everybody had their own separate little, everybody was in there in their own separate little hell. Just to know the torture that were going on the other side of those doors was just incredible emotion. I don't know. It was just a great scene. It was so small and shrunk, but for me, it held tremendous emotion. So Michael finds Misty, and sure enough, he brings her back. Whenever he wakes up, I guess, from his test, her ashes become animated, and she's brought back to life. Thank goodness. She locks eyes with Michael when she's reanimated, and something happens in the air. It's like the power shifts or something. And Cordelia has this huge face period blood in front of everybody. And so everybody knows that at that point that she's fading. And Cordelia then admits that Michael will be their new Supreme. And right as she's saying it, though, she faints once again after being swept away from this boy's devastatingly good looks. I can't blame her. Let's take a couple of comments very quickly. And then, Kenny, if there's something you would like to say before we jump into some of the polls, if there's any questions that you had or anything you would want to say, we'll come up to that.
Yeah, I have notes.
Good. We will talk about it. R.A. Couture says it would have been dope if he walked past the door and it was Fiona with the Axemen in her own hell. R.A., that's a really great suggestion. I love that. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please don't forget to thumb it up. I would greatly appreciate it. You can subscribe, but this video will be uploaded later on my MaryGirl Moody channel. The other one, for some reason, got flagged. I'm trying to fix it. I didn't show next week's episode in it, so I don't know why it was flagged. YouTube is flagging a lot of my stuff right now, but I'm getting past it. It's all being, restored. So hopefully it won't take much longer to get some of these fixed. Bobby says Cordelia says she made Michael do the 7 wonders to see how strong he is. So does it mean she was faking herself getting weaker, since technically he's not the next Supreme but is evil? Okay, so I understand where Bobby's coming from on this, and no, I don't think she was faking that. I think it was real because Mallory is going to be the next Supreme to surpass Cordelia. So I think that's why Cordelia is fading. It's because Mallory is rising as the next Supreme. Let's see very quickly. Let's take a couple of comments. Becky says, I wonder if they will show us how Venable came into all of this. I would love to see that. That's something I would definitely love to know the answer to. Let's see. Raining Fries says, oh, their Wi-Fi went down. So it's great to have you back. And last comment, Walter says, also, if Coco can sense danger, then why? When the bomb was about to hit in the beginning of episode 1, everybody was panicking and she thought it was a hoax like Hawaii hoax. That's true, Walter. Yep, she absolutely did not predict or did not have a gut feeling that that would happen. Maybe she was enchanted not to, but I doubt it. So that's a really great comment. Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Kenny, it is halfway through the episode, and I would love to hear some of your thoughts. Hit them with me.
Or hit me I'm reading something on Reddit right now. They said, I still think Mallory is the key to undoing Michael, whether this be the time magic or something else, I'm not sure, but I think there's going to be some undo button or a hard reset. My only thought is if they somehow undo Michael from existence and reset time, that means he never resurrected Madison, Queenie, or Misty. Even Queenie commented that she's not sure she's really there. I feel like something is amiss, and maybe it's because they all are currently existing in an alternate timeline that's going to be undone.
Wow, that's pretty damn deep. I need to finally start going on Reddit. Right after I put out my Constance is a Supreme video, that got posted on Reddit. And I need to go out there and check some of the things. I like that theory, Kenny. That's pretty...
Okay, so I wrote, where's Brock? But, I mean, this episode was flashback, so, we're not going to see him anyways.
Sadly.
I said, who resurrected Myrtle, and why was that not explained, even if it was just a little, just a 2-second explanation why they didn't do that.
Right.
Why was Papa Legba not present in the Hell extravaganza? Is Madison really related to the Montgomerys?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so, but you never know.
Same.
Mallory, I said Mallory is Misty on steroids. Does Michael control Hell? And Miss Mead, how does she die? And I know the flashbacks are what, 3 years maybe?
3 years ago, yes, leading up to the apocalypse.
So in the timeline, it took them 3 years to build a robot that looks just like Miss Mead. What?
Yeah, but they also built, fortified the outposts, chose the people, things like that. So in that time, I guess when Cordelia realized who Michael was, Michael started making preparations. In my opinion, Michael runs the cooperative, him and his dad, Lucifer. and he makes the most choices. He is basically the cooperative, and he bombed the world to get rid of all of his enemies, basically, and start the world over with evil souls only. I mean, that's just my thoughts, but you know, there are some things that have not been explained, such as Myrtle's resurrection, why, how. So I do hope that they address those. It looks like, Kenny, one of the pictures that were posted on Twitter and Instagram from the actual crew and the actors was Michael and Sarah, or Michael and Cordelia standing in front of burned posts where bodies were tied to. I wonder, did Michael, I guess he couldn't have resurrected Myrtle.
I think it's gonna be because I think that was episode 7, which is titled Traitor. I think they're gonna burn the warlock, what's his face, the chancellor or whatever. As for the second person,
Ariel.
I think since Miss Mead dies somehow, we get a robot Mead. I think it's gonna be Miss Mead.
Like the real Miss Mead?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
I have
Real.
what the chunk is up with Timothy, Emily, and Gallant. Are we ever going to see them again? I said, who is Joan going to play? And is Constance going to die? Also, I want to see Hayden come back from season 1. Because, I mean, they did have a picture of Emma Roberts as Madison, and she digged up the bones under the gazebo, so that would be Moira and Hayden.
And Hayden. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I agree. And, you know, Kate Mara is on the same filming set as Pose.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she could have easily slipped right over there just for a day and filmed a scene. Absolutely. I hope they do. What's up, Jessie Skies? It's great to have you. I really hope that they do include her. I love Kate Mara, and I love her on Pose. I hope that they envelop her character more in season 2. Because we didn't get too much of it in season 1, just obviously because it was the pilot. But yeah, she's a fantastic actress, and I really hope that she comes back this season in American Horror Story as well.
Okay, my last note is I didn't like his character anyways, but like, where's Kyle?
Right.
Where is
Frank and Kyle? I know, right?
It was like Mallory was the freaking staff member there. Like, where the heck is Kyle? Shouldn't he?
Yeah, that's a good. She was filling in Kyle's role. Yeah, that's weird.
Also, they did say, like, Madison was like, did you even know I was dead? They were like, yeah, we knew.
And nobody did anything for her. Nobody went to go get her or anything. That is the ultimate fucking bird.
Gonna be like the traitor or something. Like, why wouldn't she be? Why wouldn't she be? They didn't care about her.
Somebody put Madison in the fucking ambulance and take her to the fucking burn unit. That was bad. Didn't you guys know I was dead? Yeah, we knew, bitch. That was great. I love how you pointed that out, Kenny. Well, a lot of people are saying, Kenny, that Madison will hook up with Michael in the next couple of scenes, and maybe they'll have like the ultimate maybe demon baby or something.
I think she'll hook up with Ben.
Oh, you know, Madison, she'll hook up with anything, dead or alive.
Or Tate, Ben or Tate.
All right, guys, let's go to some of the poll questions very quickly. One is, if you were, would you be suspicious if you saw 666 written on your bathroom mirror? The answers were, I don't know, I'd move fast, or no, I'm sure it's fine. Kenny, if you wouldn't mind disclosing for us which one you voted for.
I said, you know what, I wouldn't worry about it, it's fine.
I would think the same. No, guys, one time I was taking a shower, and as soon as I stepped out, there was a handprint on my mirror. I even posted it on my Instagram. And I was like, I'm sure it's fine. Water wasn't dripping from it, and I was with nobody in the house. So somebody put their handprint on there. And that's not the first time weird things have happened in my house. So maybe Spalding was taking care of my bathroom. Well, 25% do not agree with us, Kenny. They do not think it would be fine. And 72% would move fast, which goes to show our answer that there's no fucking excuse anymore. If you found out your house was haunted, you would not say, Oh, I can't afford it. Maybe next month when I get my paycheck. No, if your house was haunted, you'd move. You wouldn't use any excuse. You'd get the
You
hell out
wouldn't
of it.
pull a Shelby and Matt.
Right. 25% said no, I'm sure it's fine. And 3% said that they were not sure. Next question is which female character would you restart the population with? Mallory, Coco, Dinah, or Emily? And everybody has an overwhelming opinion of who they would start it with. Who did you choose, Kenny, if you want to disclose it?
Coco.
I would do Coco too. I love her snap. Her or Dinah.
Yeah.
Whichever one of
Yeah,
them, they
or
would be perfect.
Scavenge.
Scattered. 71% chose Mallory. 7% chose our Coco, 10% chose Dinah, and 12% chose Emily. So people love Mallory. Next question is which male character would you restart the population with? Mr. Galan, Timothy Campbell, Brock, or Michael Langdon? I put Brock in there, guys. He's a cankerous bus monster. And he still got votes. I'm sorry, it was so funny. Brock got votes. Goes to show you. If you have a winning personality and canker plus source, there's somebody out there in the world that's going to think you're attractive, damn it.
Yeah, I said Brock too.
It was so funny. I meant it as a joke and people chose him. Okay. 8% chose Brock. 35% chose Timothy. 21% chose Mr. Gallant. And 36% chose Michael Langdon. Michael won. So Brock. I love Brock. Okay. Another question is, if it was the apocalypse and you were bored or simply hungry, would you fake a radiation spike as an excuse to murder a guest? I was just curious. Some of these
Shake
questions.
somebody in the head.
No, options were hells yeah, of course not, or maybe. Which one did you choose, Kitty, if you don't mind me asking?
I said yes, of course.
See, I don't think I could do that, but 43% said no, 28% agree with Kenny and say yes, and 29% said maybe. Everybody is pretty conflicted on
Oh
here.
my god, I just got an idea for the last episode of this season. It's gonna be Mallory goes back in time and stabs Vivian in the pregnant belly.
Dang, that's some messed up shit.
It's gonna have to be that. Either that or she goes back and stabs Ben for cheating and like kills Ben or something.
That would be badass. Vivian should, but I don't think she'd have the balls for something like that, to be honest with you. One question is, if you were stuck in the apocalypse, would you eat stew or stick your fingers down Coco's throat? The options were, well, it is full of fiber, or no, just no, or, well, it was chicken, or I'm not sure on this one. Which one did you choose, if you don't mind me asking, Kitty?
I just chose it was chicken. Just think in my mind it's chicken. Close my eyes and just say it's chicken.
I probably would have done the same thing. And just push the teeth out, just, meh. So, Kenny, 30% of everybody agrees with us in saying it was chicken. 18% were not sure how to answer this one. 16% just absolutely refused to do something like this. And I guess they'd be sticking their fingers down Coco's throat. And 36% won with saying, well, it is full of fiber. So we have a bunch of cannibals in our midst, Kenny. One other question is, would you eat snake if there was nothing else to eat and you were starving? Options were yum yum, give me some. 7, or I'd rather die, or I'm not sure. Ketty, do you mind disclosing your possible answer?
Yeah, I'd rather die.
Yeah, me too. You gotta fuck that. No. One time I was offered.
Well, they weren't even dead. They were like moving, so no.
It doesn't matter. Snake is not very tasty. I've tried it once. I did not like it. Deer meat's good. Deer meat is yummy, but I'm not particular to snake meat, so fuck that. Okay, well, 62% do not agree with us, Kenny. They say, yum, yum, give me some. Those are some hungry motherfuckers out there. 17% agree with us and say, no, they would rather die. And 21% said, I am not sure. Let me do one more, and then I will finish up the synopsis. I apologize, guys. I did not realize how many poll questions I ran. There were so many of them. Another one is, would you volunteer to be first for Michael Langdon's interview for salvation? Options were hell's yes, no, or maybe second. Which one do you think, which one did you choose, Kenny, if you wouldn't mind disclosing that?
Wait, which one was that?
Oh, sure. That was, would you volunteer to be Michael's first interview for salvation?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I said yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. I'd make an impression on that guy. Absolutely. And Kenny, 47% of people agree with us when they say hell yes. 20% disagree when they say no. And 33% want to be second. I do not blame them. Let's see. Let me move on to the next poll. Okay, so let me finish up the synopsis. Okay. Now, when Cordelia wakes from the last time she has fainted from Michael's devastatingly good looks, she has, Myrtle and Misty. She tells them that Michael will not be the next Supreme, and she only tested him, with the 7 wonders, just to see how strong he was and to get her coven back. That's pretty fucking smart. And Misty said something is wrong with Michael, something she's never encountered, and tells them that when he came for her in hell, the kids that were in her science classroom went full-blown scary movie kids and spoke in gibberish to him while their eyes were white. I mean, Kenny, it was something out of the scene of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It was just, it was really creepy, I gotta say. Were you creeped out by that section, or did you think it was okay?
I was just too disappointed we didn't get to see Papa Legba.
Yeah, I guess so, right? Maybe they'll include him. Or he's just too busy to be involved in this season. You know, souls to take and people to send to hell. Let's see. Misty says that she has no clue what the kids told Michael, but he listened to them, and that she feels that something's wrong with him and can't fight him because she feels like she's lost her powers. And Cordelia says that Misty just needs to heal. And then this is when we get to see our beautiful white witch, Stevie Nicks, guys. She serenades everybody in the outpost, especially Misty, and she serenades them to the song Gypsy. And it was so spellbinding to see her sweet, awesome, perfect little performance just for this episode. And BD Wong was at the helm on the piano. I mean, that was awesome. I feel like that in itself deserves to give the episode a perfect 10. Afterwards, Cordelia and Madison are pulled aside and they talk to each other. Cordelia wants Madison to do sort of a witch's background check on Michael because she knows that something is wrong with them. Madison asks Cordelia, why does she think that she's going to be faithful to her when Michael's the one who got her out of hell? But Cordelia tells her, look, you're selfish. You're only going to do what's best for you. I trust you, which is a good point. Behold comes in and interrupts their conversation by insisting that he be the one to go with Madison to search about Michael because he has doubts about the kid as well. Cordelia agrees that he can go with Madison, and Behold wins the one-liner award this episode when he says, great. And this awesome, snappy little style, guys, that I can't even begin to impersonate, but it was fantastic. I'm so happy to have Billy Porter part of this season. Cordelia tells them, you got to start now. And she gives them an address on a piece of paper. And it's the murder house, guys. Cordelia tells the two of them that this is where all of it began. And then that segues into our next dramatic episode next week, episode 6. Of course, we just got to watch the episode for next week. And I'm so excited. Kenny, since we're done with the actual review, is there anything that you wanted to say about the episode or anything about the last half?
They forgot to bring Nan back. Also, if
Right.
you go back to the promo, you can see Billie Dean Howard.
For next week?
Yeah, in the promo, when Constance is standing there with
I
a
was
cigarette.
wondering who was standing beside Madison and Behold. Okay.
Yeah,
that is
was,
Billie Dean.
Billie Dean, yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're so awesome. I'm glad you saw that.
I mean, I hope Constance doesn't die. Like, ugh. And
I
why don't they bring
know.
Nan back? Like, what the heck?
We should have Nan back. And I understand that she is with Papa Legba, but she is one of the witches that I really
She could
wanted to
read
return.
people's minds. She could know what's going on with Michael and like be like, oh, gotcha. We know who you are now. Haha, I read your mind.
Exactly. I miss her so much. And I really wish they would just bring Jamie Brewer back in general. She plays some fantastic characters. And the last time we saw her was Freak Show. And I miss it. I miss it
Oh, we
so
saw her
much.
in Cold for like a 20 minutes.
Oh, that's right. Scum. Absolutely. Is there anything else you wanted to say about the episode? We'll come back to you again, Kenny. I just didn't know if there was anything else that you had on your mind right now that you wanted to say.
No, that covers it.
Well, I do think that Cordelia is fading because Mallory is slated to be the next Supreme. I think we're going to see John Henry again. I don't think he died by what
Are they
Miss
still
Mead did to
filming
him.
the season?
What, baby?
They're still filming the season? Like, what episode are they on? Like,
I think they
9,
should
8?
they should have wrapped. As far as I'm concerned, they should have wrapped. But if anything, they're probably episode 8 or 9.
Hmm. They
They're
kept
probably
mentioning
9.
Fiona's name this episode, like, just very non, like, very, like, low key mentioning, oh, Fiona. Like, is she
Yes.
gonna come back? Like, are they teasing us?
I wish, but I don't think that they are. I think it was just an homage to her character, because she is, Cordelia's mom. So, but I do believe that John Henry is very strong, and we are going to see him again. Absolutely. I want to give a
I
quick
want to
shout
see
out.
more of Scathage.
I wish they would show her too. I wish Lady Gaga would have already cameoed in this season, but we haven't seen her so
What if
far.
they do
So
cast Joan Collins to be Scathage?
that would be badass. I'm not gonna lie, that would be badass. Because I just want to give a very quick shout out to my patrons: Alicia, Mia, Baby Jalen George, Notel Hotel, Michael Mullins Wright, Jeremy Oren, Vic and Stark, Kenny Joseph, my Kenny, Shay Sultan, Joseph Anthony, Don Ford, Ex Misa, Jill Post, Luke Reese, Irish Melly, Ray Myers, Leah Bashford, Rez Ramirez, John Morgan, Connor Thing, Cody Spencer, Shook, Sookie Fawn, Shane, Mike Gedney, and Debbie Ebby Babebby. And I definitely rate this episode a 10. Kenny, if you had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the worst, what would you rank this episode?
9.5.
Okay. I agree. I love it. It was really great. I guess I absolutely forgot to include the poll on it for some reason. But I put a question of, would you tattle on your own grandson in order to save a spot for you at the sanctuary, ultimately killing him? I think I meant to put my choices on there, like fuck my grandson, just to, to make it as a joke about back with Nana. But sadly, I forgot to put the poll on there. I am so sorry. I guess I absolutely. Oh, wait, it says my poll received 74 votes. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the answers were I don't know, fuck my grandson, or no, let him live. Kenny, do you mind disclosing what you possibly chose?
Yeah, I'm gonna tattle.
Yeah, 26% agree with you. They say fuck the grandson. 20% said they do not know, and 54 won in saying no, they would just let him live. Those are some forgiving motherfuckers, I gotta say. Um, let's see. Another question is, would you give your body and your soul to the rubber man? The answers were anytime, any place, or I'm not sure, or no thank you. Kenny, do you mind disclosing what you would have chosen?
No, no thanks,
No
because
problem.
yeah, that didn't look like Tate or anybody. That looked
The
like some
rubber man
straight
is
up
just
like
not your thing.
right.
Don't
Yeah,
blame you.
it gave me flashbacks to the addiction demon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no.
Absolutely. 55% overwhelmingly agree with you, Kenny. Absolutely. Now, if the person inside the suit was my husband, I would say anytime, any place, and 35% of the people agreed with me. And 10% said they are not sure. So, yeah, that was a really great little question there. Let's see. Any more? Yes, here we go. Would you risk death for some nookie. Meaning, would you break Venable's rules to have sex? The options were absolutely, no, or maybe. Kenny, do you mind disclosing the answer you might have picked?
Hell no, because they're gonna catch me. No,
I
they're gonna like
agree.
shoot me. It's not worth it.
I
That's gonna
agree.
be the farthest thing from
Yes.
my mind in the apocalypse. Would be doing stuff like that. That would be the farthest thing from my mind.
I agree.
That's
I
why I
think,
hated Emily and Saturn. What's his face? Like, oh, they were so annoying.
well, 51% of the population believe with you, Kenny, and I agree as well. I can keep my legs together to save my life. Yes. Um, 22% though would take the bullet for some nookie, and 27% said maybe. And oh God, there's still so more. Okay, let me just do a couple more and then we're gonna end them since we're coming up to the final of the episode. But guys, I will do more of these on my Twitter at MaryGirl Moody. So if you want to come be included in the vote, come to the page and just come enjoy yourself in the votes. Would you feel confident enough to find the hashtag sanctuary by yourself, guys? So Kenny, would you kill Michael Langdon and go with Miss Mead at it alone? I get lost in my closet as an option. I'm confident I can, or probably not. Which one would you have chosen?
Heck no.
Yeah, me neither. I get lost in my bedroom closet. Yes,
Right.
and it's literally a small 2 square foot. I get lost in that sucker. Yeah, I get lost with accurate directions, complete with street freaking names. It's really sad, but funny at the same time. So, 27% agreed with me that they would get lost in their closet. 20% felt confident that they could make it. And Kenny, they agreed with you when they said probably not. So, yeah, we are not going to be leaving the outpost anytime soon. Kenny, also, would you search for your ex who dumped you when the apocalypse struck? The options are yes, for sweet revenge. Yes, I love him slash her. No, fuck him or her. Or I might.
Heck no, it's the apocalypse. Meaning, you know what? It's over with.
Yeah, breakup is final in my term. And 61%
Yeah.
agree with us, Kenny. They say no, fuck that person. 28% would do it for sweet revenge. 10% said they might look at it. And one person, 3% of the vote said, yes, I love that person. That's an angel right there. All right. And of course, if you ran the outpost, would you poison the apples? I might. Yes, the world is mine, or absolutely not. Kenny, which one would you pick?
See, I would have just preferred the old-fashioned way, the season 5 way. I would have just went in like Liz and Iris, just guns blazing.
Hell yeah. So we can say no on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do it either. So 66% agree with you, Kenny. They'd say absolutely not. 12% are some real diva hoes, and they said, yes, the world is mine. They would do it. And 22% said that they might. So, all right, let me make sure I didn't skip any really good polls. I think that basically, yeah, I didn't skip anything. I think that's got to be it. And I'll take a couple of comments. If you guys want to comment something right now and you want me to see it, please go right on ahead. But before we go, Kenny, thank you so much for joining us. As usual,
Thank
of
you.
course, is there any thoughts or anything about the show or the characters or anything about it at all that you wanted to voice before we actually end the episode?
Well, if they are going to do this Mallory goes back in time thing, all I'm saying is we better have Misty, Queenie. You know, we better have everybody still like there. I don't want it
Mhm.
to be, oh, we're going back, but oh, Queenie's stuck at the hotel. Nope. But I think if they were gonna go back, it's gonna have to go Michael as like a little child or something, and just maybe give him a poisonous apple or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am really excited for next week. I cannot wait for it. Real quickly, though, guys, before I go, I just want to make a couple of announcements because they are extremely important. The first one is weekly Wednesday live streams are temporarily moved to Thursdays to avoid spoilers in the stream. The episode tonight is going to come out in just a little bit on my regular channel. This is the only live stream that will be pre-recorded, so to speak. So next week, we're going to go back to Thursday, and they will be live on this channel. Once my group, the Freaks of AHS on Facebook, hits 10,000 members, my group will no longer accept new membership. However, when a current member leaves or somebody is banned, we will accept the next person in line for membership. And the only exceptions that are made are for patrons. Now, if you are in the group and your profile is inactive, you will be removed from the group to make way for new members. Your request will join, your request to join will go in the back of the line, of course. And I just want to give a huge shout out to thank you so much to everybody who voted for me in the top 100 horror channels on YouTube. Out of the thousands of channels, yeah, I'm number 97, and I'm just sincerely honored to be in the ranks of everybody who dedicates their channels to horror. I'm definitely going to be releasing some special horror videos to commemorate this, and just thank you all so much for that. I'm just very honored.
Stay safe, people, in Hurricane Michael, ironically.
Yes. Hurricane Michael. How weird is it that last year we got Cult and then Manson dies, and then this year we get Michael and a hurricane? And I want to let people know, too, that I am getting the Loot Crate with the Evil Dead and the American Horror Story merchandise in it, and I will unbox it in a special video when it comes at the end of the month. I haven't purchased it yet, but I just heard from Patreon, so I'm going to use, obviously, my Patreon money to get that, so I expect to be getting it on Friday, and I will obviously be posting updates and let you guys know what happens with it. It will arrive at the end of the month, and I will unbox it in a special video, so I am really excited for that. Guys, if you enjoyed this stream, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I will be here next Wednesday with Kenny and Joseph, and we will talk more about episode 6. My reviews will be up, and thank you all so much for being here. Thank you again, Kenny. You were just so incredible, and I just really appreciate your time and your want to be here, you know?
I know. These are so much fun.
Absolutely. And it's so fun to have you here. Vicken is getting the Loot Crate too. Oh, I'm so glad to see that. I hope we get the same. Obviously, everybody's going to get the same stuff. We should probably take pictures, though, of our shirts because when I signed up for it, you had to pick a shirt size. So I think we're going to get some shirts. Marvel Fanboy asks, Mary, do you think Jessica will have a feud, no pun intended, with Madison? No, I don't think so. I think they're actually going to get along quite perfectly. However, I think there will clash at the beginning, but I think they're going to have a love-hate relationship. And sadly, I don't think we're going to see much of Constance. What do you think about that, Kenny? Do you think we're going to get a lot of Constance next episode?
Maybe like, I don't know. I mean, they were having pictures of her, you know, outside looking like she was gardening or whatever with her, and I guess, I don't know. I mean, maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't care if we just get one line from her. I'm just going to be so absolutely excited to have her back. So I do.
I want to hear her say Jesus H. Christ again.
Her southern Constance draw an axe.
I want to see her steal some more silverware.
Right? Don't leave your earrings around. So thank you everybody so much for being here. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all again for being here, especially Kenny, all of my moderators, Tammy, Dawn, Alicia, Gary. I hope I'm not missing anybody, and Debbie, and you all are all so awesome. I love you all. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you all next week. Bye, everybody.